Hello everyone, Ian Williams at ReviveYouAndI.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the best gateway drug that I have found for healing and sobriety and why I think it's the best gateway drug. So as I talked about on this channel before, I have a personal history with substance use and abuse. Addict for 12 years, now in recovery for just more than 8. But if chemical dependence isn't something that resonates with you, then I would encourage you to ask, do you experience anxiety? Do you experience depression? Or do you experience compulsive behaviors of any kind? Like how often do you pick up your phone without thinking about it? Or go to the kitchen and start eating without thinking about it? Or compulsive exercise, or compulsive doom scrolling on social media. These are all compulsive or unconscious behaviors, and this gateway drug can help with any of them. For me, at that time in my life when I was still using substances, I needed more than an intellectual approach. I was doing talk therapy. I'm still a huge proponent of talk therapy, but I was just sensing that I needed more. And this gateway drug not only helped me with my anxiety and depression and sobriety, but over time I realized it was literally touching and impacting every area of my life. So what is the gateway drug? It's mind-body practices. And before we think about the fact that they're esoteric or they're too woo-woo, I just want you to consider the fact that these practices are really designed for everyone, every day. They're just meant to build a relationship with the self and to turn the gaze inward. So if I start to use the word energy and it feels a little bit too woo-woo for you, I also want you to encourage or consider the fact that you're already feeling these energetics, these energies. It's just a matter of to what extent are you aware that you're feeling them. The first practice that I engaged in was yoga, and it wasn't for any other reason other than I needed something that was healthy in my life at that time. But it began to deliver physical and emotional and energetic sensations that I had never felt before. So as I wanted to explore deeper, I moved to Qigong. And my Qigong practice really helped me to understand the mechanics of the energy, what was happening and why it was happening and where it was happening. And yoga and Qigong led to Tai Chi and martial arts. And this is where my practice or my awareness really started to blossom, because I realized this is all one. We're not experiencing these things in a compartmentalized manner. And if anyone's ever practiced martial arts before, you know that if you're going to hit a heavy bag full force, or if you're going to spar with someone, you really need to be fully present. Because if you're not, it can actually result in some pretty significant injuries, which has happened to me before. And then of course there's sitting meditation. I've said before that I have a love-hate relationship with sitting meditation. In the beginning of my mind-body journey, it was actually a hate relationship. It was really hard to sit down with my anxiety. But ultimately, I began to embrace the fact that it was an opportunity to simply spend time with my emotions and my sensations, to literally sit with them. And that was a pivotal point in my healing journey, because it wasn't until then that I realized I had been thinking about my feelings. I wasn't actually feeling my feelings. And that was a light switch for me, because in that moment I knew if I'm actually going to process these deep-seated emotions that are causing all of my pain and discomfort in the first place, I need to be able to feel my feelings. That's why I think these practices are the best gateway drug, is because they give us the ability to feel. And at that time in my life, I began to feel things that actually felt good, like flexibility or mobility or calm or energized or focused or centered. All of these things started to come out of my mind-body practice. And I hadn't felt those feelings in my life for a long time. So these mind-body practices give us the ability to feel. And the reason that they're effective is because that feeling leads to self-awareness. And that self-awareness increases our ability to respond to life intentionally. We're all familiar with this concept of reacting versus responding. Reaction is unconscious, it's immediate, but responding is intentional and purposeful. And that was something that I needed for my healing journey at that time in my life. So if you have experiences with mind-body practices, or if you have questions or insights, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. It's the most valuable thing that you have, so thank you for sharing it with me. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.